doing with them.
Okay, we're live. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Sidepod. It has been a nice. Actually, I don't know where my last couple of weeks are gone because I've been all over the place. But how nice to be back, all four of us finally on the screen. Welcome back, Rohan Joshi, Sherry
Thank you,
Shroff,
sir.
Ravi.
Thank you.
Sherry, if you could slightly take your camera down because we can only see. Very nice, beautiful, 10 on 10. Welcome back, friends. How we doing? How we feeling? What's going on, guys?
I'm amazing.
very
Race was nonsense.
Yeah. I fell asleep and then I suddenly woke up and I was like, why are
But
they behind
guys,
the safety car? What's
This is
happening?
Formula One. You go to sleep and then safety car happens.
No. I have reached some sort of just I can no longer be meditative about this. All right, because I had this moment during this race where I just had this moment of so much horsepower, so much speed, gigantic metal machines, men pushing it to the very brink. How can this be this boring? If all of these factors together can still somehow make this weird fucking vanilla matcha tea of a race, then I am sorry. This is all for naught. It is like creating a space mission and ending up in Govandi in your rocket. Okay, just no. I'm sorry. I have decided that because that race, I did not fall asleep, Sherry Shroff, and I can still not tell you anything that happened in the race until
I
the
can
safety car.
give you a visual representation of me starting this way and then slowly I was like this, then like this, and I've fallen asleep and then I'm like, oh shit, oh god, why?
Guys, the problem is just we are old and we can't watch 2 a.m. races anymore. That is
It was an
Not even 2
11:30.
p.m.,
Arre, but
11:30.
ends at 2
11:30.
ends at 1 a.m. No.
You know what, Azeem, I'm sorry, but I must disagree with you here because I have been playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle till 3 a.m. every day since it hit the PS5. And I am not at all sorry to say that halfway through this race, I switched the race to my iPad and started playing Indiana Jones and
Oh
the
my
Great
god,
Circle.
from one great circle to another.
From one mediocre circle to a great circle. And
it was set up to be so promising, especially given
Yeah.
everything that happened in Spain between Russell and Verstappen. What more could you ask for? Russell P1, Verstappen P2. And you're like, this is going to be drama, guys. It's going to be F1 movie is premiering this week, but we're going to see it out on track.
And Russell was
bringing
dropping
up,
these saucy
yeah.
comments, right?
Yeah.
Taking all these, I have points on my license.
Yeah, so and then for it to become like a fairly damp squib after that was quite underwhelming.
But okay, guys, I still have made notes. For every race, I make notes. First note is always the same. It says, Sonoda sucks again. It's just every single race is just this. Poor boy, I feel so bad for him. The only thing good that has come out was the suit he was wearing in that random dinner that
F1
they
movie
went for
premiere?
in,
Oh,
Yeah,
in New York.
Dude,
Yes.
I am sorry. I'm not fashion influencer,
Let's
but
talk
when you are
about
of
the
certain
movie.
height,
That's more exciting than
don't wear oversized suits because it doesn't look like oversized suit. It looks like normal suit is oversized suit on
It
you.
looks like your bigger brother's
Yes.
suit. You got your
Yes.
bigger brother's suit, and now you're wearing
Yes.
that. You know?
I think they give him Max Verstappen's suit
Verstappen
also.
suit, yeah. yeah.
That
It's
also.
not fitting into suit.
Yeah.
The suit has too much understeer.
They're big shoes to fill, you know. So
Literally.
yeah.
Speaking of Sonoda, I saw a stat today that that broke my brain a little bit. I'm just looking it up because, as usual, it was on the ultimate font of all Formula One wisdom, Reddit.
Yes.
Which basically, but no, keep talking. When I find it, I will.
Yes.
I will tell you.
In the meanwhile, let us remind you, friends, that we are just a couple of 10 days away now from the screening of the Austrian Grand Prix at 11 days away, 12 days away from the Austrian Grand Prix screening at Pavilion by Coram, Lower Parel. We've sold more than 100. We still have about 50-60 seats left. So quickly get them because I'm also going to be putting them now on Book My Show. So far, it's just been for our stream watchers, but now we're going to open it up to Book My Show as well. So fatafat to get your tickets. And yeah, we'll see you there. Link is in the description. So
we
check it out.
promise you won't fall asleep even if
Yeah,
the race
and
is
somebody was
boring.
asking, Neerav was asking, what's the scene for upcoming screening at Quorum? Will it be the race and then a Sidepod as discussion, or will you do commentary alongside the race itself? See, my experience has been that doing commentary alongside race gets pisses people off because they are like, you are not Martin Brundle, so why you are
Correct.
speak?
Correct, you are.
So maybe if something happens, we might shout and be like, oh, or something like that. But I mean, that's the extent of the commentary. that
UFC
we'll be doing.
commentators, like John
Yeah,
Anik
if
and Joe Rogan.
Lando Norris loses one
Yeah.
wing somewhere,
Yeah.
we might. But yeah, we'll have a preview kind of thing. Obviously, we'll have quali stuff and all to discuss, and yeah, we'll do preview race and then a few closing comments after. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yes. What
Okay,
is-
I cannot find my stat. I'm very
Oh,
sorry.
no. Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll go through. I had like 4 points from Quali, which is that about it. Hajar stupid was 1 point from Quali. My notes are not very comprehensive, as you can see.
Nice.
But
For
Hajar-
this race, they're very comprehensive, brother.
Yeah.
The fact that you made notes
Yeah,
for this
really.
race in itself is like
The thing
a
is,
big deal.
the race really allowed me to make notes. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, so here's one. Nico Hulkenberg has scored the same number of points this season as all of Red Bull's second drivers.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yes.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Yes. There was
Yeah,
another
that's it.
stat
Nico
that said,
Hulkenberg had a great race. There
He
was
did.
this
Yeah.
one moment where Alex Albon at the start of the race, he goes onto the grass. And then Nico Hulkenberg very
Yeah.
cleverly
Yes.
overtakes 2 cars in the distraction of Alex
Through
Alex
goes
Albon.
Hulkenberg.
yes,
Hulkenberg,
that is
yeah,
exactly what I thought.
A full through goes Hulkenberg moment happened, and then they brought upgrades also to the car in Spain, and they seem to be paying off for Kick Sauber, soon to be Audi F1.
I told you guys I was right to have faith in them.
And Kick Sauber,
Actually,
it's
I was
happening.
right to have faith.
Lord Joshi, it's going to
I
happen.
was just early.
Yeah.
Austrian
It's-
GP
This-
I
podium.
wasn't
Yeah.
wrong, just early. I wasn't wrong.
Guys,
I
we
was
are
just
actually
early.
very ahead of our time because even if you look at our predictions,
Yeah.
Arjun S. Ravi actually predicted early what would
Yeah.
happen in this race. In his previous race, he was like, "Oh, we're going to have Haas in the points and we're going to have Antonelli
Mhm.
podium." Guys, we are ahead of
Yeah.
our time. You don't understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This podcast is playing
Yeah.
4D chess. With predictions.
It
This is
comes true at some point.
on chess. Literally predictions. If we were to make the meme, us making the prediction is the banging on the table and chat being like, "Oh my
Like-
god."
Magnus Carlsen.
Oh my god, just. We have the definition of even a broken clock is right twice a day. We have the definition of that.
Eventually we
Yeah,
will be.
exactly.
Smash
Eventually
likes,
we will be,
friends.
correct.
Smash likes if you are here. We got more than 200 watching, only 300 likes or only 33 likes. Shameful. Suraj Chete has a super chat, says, I read somewhere, Lando saw Wall of Champions, decides to make a statement, and it's not even the correct one. Oh
That
my God.
moment was very reminiscent of 2011
Yes.
Canadian Grand Prix. It was
And
almost
two
like
McLarens
for
again.
like, yeah. Except that time it was way more dramatic because it was wet weather and it was like a
Yeah.
very tension-filled race. And here, this just kind of seemed like
An unforced
Unnecessary.
error, I believe, is what they call it in other
totally,
sports.
yeah, completely unnecessary. And as a result, one more of those mistakes that we have seen Lando Norris make plenty of this season. And if anything, it only goes to give more credit to Oscar Piastri for not making any of these mistakes. And I think Nico
100%.
Rosberg at the end of the race was now it's very clear that
Yeah.
Oscar is
It's number one.
number.
And
as in,
Nico
the
is not
clear
known for
favorite.
being a shit stirrer. The thing
Yes,
is, it's important to note in these situations is that Nico
But I do
Rosberg
feel like this is definitely
His unbiased
possibly
opinion.
completely.
gonna be that defining time where we feel
Mm.
like, okay, it completely went off for Lando. I mean,
I think we
feel-
will look at this clip
Yeah,
in the end of
yeah,
season
that's what I
package
mean.
as
that,
one
yeah,
of those.
one of those where it
moments.
started to all
Drive
go
to
wrong.
Survive is going to show this from 85 angles, okay?
Yeah.
There's not like one
Yeah.
episode is going to just be this clip.
But that's
Just
why he
this clip.
owned up and said
Yeah.
sorry immediately because he was like, I
Yeah.
don't want any part
Our-
in this again anymore.
our
I'm just
stir
gonna say
shit up,
sorry.
Yeah.
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 But,
And I
yeah.
doubt it will be the end of papaya rules either, because I feel like McLaren has put themselves in this position where until there's perhaps like a clear championship
Hmm.
leader, they're just going to be like, acha, you sort it out on track. Apparently, there wasn't even any team radio of the whole like I'm faster than him and everything. It just
Yeah,
sort of
of
played
course.
out, like
No, it was
as a
great
thing.
racing until that point. I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
move
Yeah.
from Lando into the hairpin was great.
Oh,
The
That
stunning,
was really
defense,
stunning.
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then also
That's
defense from Oscar, knowing how to
Yeah.
set it
yeah,
up, and
But
yeah.
again did everything right. But Lando again, and you've seen him do this against, was it Max as well in Japan, where he'd put two wheels on the grass and got away with
yeah.
it. But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time,
exactly.
obviously got
Which
what was
again, though,
coming
Azeem,
up.
you're right about that though, because the build-up was so spectacular that there was no need
Yeah,
for that. He
yeah,
was inch by
yeah.
inch, he was getting there. One
Getting
more
there.
Yes.
lap
Yeah,
and he had it, or two more
totally,
laps maximum and he had it. It was so
totally.
unnecessary. It's not like there was need for some desperate lunge, or where
Yeah.
like whatever's happening, like I'm just not catching, so let me
Yeah,
freaking just send it and see. None of that was required. So it's
Yeah.
just all the
Yeah.
more frustrating.
But
That's the
that's what I
thing.
said. He's not mentally there. Like and time again, we've had this conversation. Everything is there, all the boxes check out, but his mind game is not strong enough. And when you have Oscar on the other hand, he's like this Zen
yeah,
guy who even after, right, in the post-race interview where he comes to say sorry and whatever, and he's like, no
Yeah.
problem, mate.
yeah,
And I'm like, this guy is just so chill.
Yeah, you have to
yeah.
have that. The thing is not to
Yeah.
become world champion. You have to have that little bit of psycho slash delulu. Like proper
Mm.
world champion would be like, no,
Yeah.
it was not my fault. You are bastard. You put me in wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
this is what
yeah,
world champion does. Like even when it's
yeah,
100% your fault, they're like, no, no, no,
yeah,
no. World is
yeah,
against me. So just the
100%.
amount of sorry
Yeah.
he says is too much for
Yeah.
world champion.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're right. He's the anti-max particle. We're like, go
Yeah.
say less sorry.
Yeah.
Like, say less sorry, little bit. It's okay.
This is
Like,
the
put
woke
1-2
generation,
points on your
guys.
license.
It's like
Like,
constantly apologizing for each
yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Yeah,
what is the
terrible.
opposite of mentality monster? That is that is what Norris is.
Yeah. Like, what is the
Yeah.
opposite of mama mentality?
Yeah.
Really.
Teddy bear mentality. I
Yeah,
don't know.
really. Like, yeah. Like, what is the least venomous, cuddliest snake in the world?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
guys, please give us suggestions in chat of what it is. Opposite of mentality
Yeah.
monster and Mamba mentality, please tell us.
This is Thamba
Yeah.
mentality. That's what it is. And, I would like to make this contribution from the world of Marathi.
Amazing.
This is Thamba
Yeah.
mentality.
Yes, this is Lando Naresh with Thamba mentality. Amanat, real.
Like I had like an observation about this race, which I feel like is perhaps going to be like it is already a talking point in the season, but it's going to maybe be a determining factor of how the positions play out. And that's like tires. Okay. It's the most boring subject. But this weekend had like some really weird tire strategies going
Yeah.
on, all top to bottom in the grid, So like Mercedes, for example, George Russell qualified on the medium,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is last year's soft, and he chose not to go onto the soft because it's apparently too temperamental and higher maintenance or whatever. But the McLarens went, and they didn't really see any of that performance gain on that tire. Then you had like during the race this really crazy tire strategy. Some people starting on medium and doing two stoppers, some people starting on hard and doing like going 40, 50 laps on that one stopper,
Yeah.
like Ocon, I think,
Yeah.
like went really, really long. And I kind of feel like this whole tire game is suddenly becoming like way more sort of impactful in the season.
Yeah.
And whoever is able to get their grip on that tire that weekend, like it's not like Mercedes all up till now, all the races that have happened up till now, we've never really thought of Mercedes as the race winning car. Yes, they
Yeah.
are competitive, but this weekend it was like they couldn't put a foot wrong. Like Kimi Antonelli was challenging Max for P2
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times during
And
the
he
race
would have
as well.
honestly got it. So, if this,
Maybe he
I
would have got it,
genuinely
yeah.
believe that if
Yeah.
the race had played out, because if you look at
Yeah.
both stints that Max did, like towards
Yeah.
the end of the stint, like his tires fell off completely.
Off totally,
Yeah,
yeah.
And you
did.
saw Antonelli catching up. Literally, we
Yeah,
had them
yeah.
side by side when he went to pit,
Yeah.
and he had 5
Yeah.
lap old tires, I think, older than Antonelli. So for sure, I think it was. And that's the thing that's honestly frustrating from the Lando POV as well. That if he had played his card right, he was probably going to get on the podium as well, because I genuinely believe that like Max's tires would have fallen off, and Lando was on like the freshest tires out of all of them.
Tires.
So
Yeah.
yeah, very.
Like I was thinking about like talking about tires and everything. And so like I just saw this like sort of recap that just popped up, which was like it's 20 years to the day of the 2005 US Grand Prix. Now, some of our younger viewers on this channel may not remember that shambolic race weekend that happened in Indianapolis in 2005. But maybe I can give a short recap. At that time, there were two tire manufacturers in F1. There was Bridgestone and there was Michelin. And Indianapolis, a very fast circuit, and this like last exit onto the main straight onto Indianapolis is very fast, and they come onto this like the reverse oval of Indianapolis. And Michelin on that weekend had like a couple of tire failures, and they were like, we cannot guarantee the safety of the drivers going into that turn beyond a certain limit or whatever. And so this whole thing is playing out for the whole weekend. And in the most like outrageous, like weird thing, 20 cars take the start of the grid. And in the formation lap, 14 of them peel off into the pit lane, all the Michelin tire runners, leaving just 6 Bridgestone runners on the field.
Of which wasn't one an Indian?
Naren Karthikeyan's
Karthikeyan,
best finish in Formula 1 P4 at the US Grand Prix happened because of this race. But it was just like it's 20 years almost to the day of that like crazy sort of thing, and like tires were just as weird then as
And
we
we
are
should then also
right
do
now.
obligatory mention of Ferrari, where they're just like, but why you pit me?
And then put him on hards again.
But why you we did? I told you I was okay. Why you call me? What?
Right up to that point, he was actually like matching Lando's pace.
Yes, that's what.
Right up
Which
to
is why he genuinely sounded so bewildered by it. Like, guys, I said I was fine.
And plan C, copy, come into pit, plan B. What gaslighting is this,
Oh
bro?
my God, dude.
Them and then Lewis Hamilton being asked about upgrades. That was just so
Yeah.
funny. Him laughing. The laugh was too good. Like, we don't need some upgrade.
What upgrade?
That was legit so funny. Like it was a proper, like, one of those office episode questions.
Again, like great fodder for Ferrari memes. I saw like one very funny one, which was like Ferrari drivers are like plan A and Ferrari team pit crew is like plan B.
Plan
Right?
B.
I was like plan C, they're like no plan B. Plan D, no plan B. Everything is just plan B.
Everything deep down is plan B.
Plan B, yeah.
I think there's
Because what is C if not another B?
Correct.
Correct.
If not the B to the
Correct.
A, or to the C.
Correct. Correct.
Oh man. But I have to ask, Sherry Shroff, considering it's your old team, do you still feel happy that you had Mercedes 1-3?
Yeah, I mean, Antonelli though have been supporting. I was very happy for Kimi.
Hey, great race for Antonelli.
He had a very
I
good
mean,
race.
I've
Yeah,
been
full
saying
on.
I'm dying to see him on the podium. So I mean, I was very happy with that.
And absorb that pressure so well at the end.
Yeah, I
Superb,
mean,
yeah.
like it was a really wholesome, like I think, finish for him to kind of see him get, and I think third youngest
Finally,
driver
especially after all
to
these shit races that he's had.
and the third youngest driver ever to get on the
Yes,
F1
third to
podium.
only Rainmaster Stroll, may I
Stroll.
add.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Do not miss that one, guys.
Never
So-
forget.
Yeah.
So I
Who
mean, I
had
was
like
very
the
happy
worst
for
weekend
that.
of all time, Lance
Oh,
Stroll.
God.
Like that was so bad. The whole weekend. And Alonso actually, on the other hand, was looking thoroughly rejuvenated. Like fighting his way through cars. Every time Fernando Alonso was on the track, it seemed like he was having a battle somewhere. It seemed
That's
great.
because they were racing, not testing.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Oh
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was
true.
it was like, it felt like one of those, like to me, it was a flashback to that Interstellar. Do not go gentle into that turn 3 and 8. No,
But he
but
does seem to be more excited lately. Like he's got a new again, like
Who? Alonso.
yeah.
I think his
For 15
excitement is
minutes,
he
I
sees
saw
Stroll
that's
less.
what, like,
Yeah. So I'll be there for 15 minutes. And then we'll
Like,
see.
yeah. Fernando is like, he's like dice. You just roll. And you're like, which emotion will come this weekend? We will see. Is it going to be just pure resignation? Is it
Yeah.
going to be rage?
Anger.
Is it going to be
Yeah.
I'm having the best time?
Sarcasm,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Let's come back to Mercedes again. Sherry, you were telling us about your thoughts. So Antonelli, of course.
Yeah,
Do
so
you
I was
still
very
have?
happy
Do
with
you still
them.
have? I'm not. I mean, do you still have feelings for George?
No, I never had feelings for George. I only
Oh,
had
okay.
feelings for Lewis. So I mean,
Hey,
like
by the
in
way,
terms of, I mean, it was a good race from him and all of that. But I feel like a lot of the times, even like, I mean, for me, like we've discussed, he gets lucky and whatever. Here's one race where I feel like he's actually won one. Like
yeah, he didn't make any
legit.
mistakes, no
He
nothing.
didn't make
Like,
Yeah.
any
yeah.
mistakes. He was very good. But then again, for me, that like the hero was Antonelli, who's just this kid who's come out of nowhere suddenly and is winning races, which is amazing. So I think that at this age and all of that, I would definitely say that was quite exciting to see. And I was hoping that he doesn't get pushed off the podium because I was like, that'll be a bummer. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think good weekend for Mercedes, but I don't think it's like something that we're going to keep seeing. I think this was like a one-off.
Okay, so
I think the
question.
big question. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. You asked your question first. Yeah.
Do you
Ooh,
think?
two questions.
Questions. Yeah.
Do you think that in
Yeah.
this Mercedes, had Lewis not left, he would be doing better than Russell?
Possibly. Yeah.
I mean,
I
Sherry,
think
though
so.
obviously I knew the answer. I was asking
I would though,
everyone
yeah,
else.
obviously.
I mean,
Um,
on pace when both of them were in that final season
Yeah.
together, it was neck and neck.
Yeah, dead
Though
level pretty
Lewis,
much.
No,
Lewis
but I
did have
think
like that
Russell
some
had a
race
bit of an edge over him
edge.
last season. I mean,
Yeah.
in all fairness.
Though my question is also sort of
Hmm.
related. Now, imagine in that seat, which
Hmm.
is a conversation that we're going to have, if
Yeah.
Max Verstappen was there. Like, I mean, the big conversation at this point in time is around George Russell's contract, right?
Yeah,
Like, he
right.
doesn't have a contract for next year.
Yeah.
And Max is being quoted by
Yes.
Toto massively. And we've been saying all along that, like, why would Max go to Mercedes if they're not in like championship contention? But like
Right.
this weekend proves that they have a race winning car and shit, and he's not going to suffer over there. So now, given that like all this is happening, and George Russell is peacocking at his very best, he's doing the F1 opening credits
Yeah.
wala celebration pose, which he has owned and
but
everything.
he does not have a contract.
But he does not yet have a contract.
But there's rumors about him also in
Yes.
talks with Red Bull, na?
And Aston Martin.
Yeah, and Aston Martin. And even Charles, apparently, they're saying that he's also looking at leaving once his contract is done or whatever, because he's also not happy. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of musical chairs happening. But again, just like how everything this season depended on Lewis, I think it's going to depend on Max, like whether he
Max, yeah,
decides to
probably.
jump ship or not. And then like there'll be this crazy musical chairs or not, because if he's not moving, there's no way Red Bull would even consider Russell.
100%.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not even a
Yeah.
So I mean, it would only work if it was like a swap or whatever.
Yeah.
So to answer
Yeah.
your question, Azeem, sorry, the reason I looked away was to check this up. No, I do not think Hamilton would outperform Russell in his car, because sorry, it was a 23-point difference that I was checking out, but he finished behind him last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
did
Fact is,
finish behind
he
him last
finished
year.
behind
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
right? Last year,
Yeah,
plain and
yeah.
simple. And even this
Fair
year,
enough,
like
yeah.
fine, there's the settling in, etc., new car, whatever. But there's quite a clear difference emerging between like a Leclerc and a Hamilton.
100%.
Like he seems quite like,
But
hey,
it's
I'm
still
nowhere in
not
this
that
race.
big,
I'm
yeah.
very.
I mean, I feel like they're both in a shit space. Like, I don't think.
This we can
They're
agree.
both.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this weekend. But like, I think Hamilton little shitter. Like, okay, let me
Yeah.
put it this way. Okay, like
Yeah.
Leclerc has made psychological peace with
Has
the state
with
of
trauma.
where he is, like in the
Right.
sense of where he is, right? There is a
He's
certain
accepted his fate.
and no, he done.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying he's accepted his fate. I'm saying he's
Huh.
accepted where he is and works within where he is. Like he understands this dysfunctional family fundamentally that he lives in,
Yes.
and he is sort of he knows how to work within
Yeah.
those trauma
Yeah.
structures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus a Hamilton who is, to
Yeah.
bluntly use a phrase, nahi bahu, who has still not
Yeah.
Yes.
just gotten
Yeah.
to grips with this
Yes.
dysfunctional
Yes.
family that he lives in. and is clearly also falling away as a result of that, right?
It's a
Like
cultural
it's a
mismatch.
cultural mismatch, and
Yeah.
it's just you
Yeah.
throw those radio
Yeah.
messages up side by side,
Yeah.
right? Lewis is very just like, but guys,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
hell,
I
guys?
know.
While
Yeah.
Charles is just like, yes, add to words of wisdom because
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah.
So,
No,
and I
words to
think that
wisdom is
makes a
his
difference, right?
journaling, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that if this
Mm.
sort of continues, and again, not to be like a dick about it, as you start to sort of age and age and age,
Yeah.
like what history tells us is that, like, unless you're Sonny Hayes played by Brad Pitt,
Mm.
I don't know, man, that there's some miracle comeback like waiting to happen. But that's just me. I'm
Yeah,
so
no.
sorry.
That's a great
Hey.
point on Lewis for sure. I do feel though that like the on the age thing, yes, it does play a big role. But I kind of feel like the sort of median age for like peak performance and like around close over there for motorsports is like I feel like he's still got like 2 or 3 solid years where he's competing right at the
Solid
top and can
years?
yeah.
Yeah,
Are
but
they
Sorry?
define
championship
solid.
years? Yeah, define
Champion,
solid.
Like
yeah.
Alonso
Define
years,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
solid.
could say.
Alonso years,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like
He's
yeah,
got
Alonso
multiple
years.
Alonso
Alonso's
That's what I'm
years.
Alonso's
saying, right?
not in the same
Yeah.
league.
And I'm
No, but
just
he's not
saying
in the
that.
same car also.
Yeah, and also
Come on,
look,
guys.
let's be
Lewis and
honest.
Alonso,
Yeah,
same car. Make it
same
happen.
car, make it
Ferrari
Make it
happen,
showdown.
right? Just make it
that
happen.
2007
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
all over again. Come
Like
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
the
Fighting for
ultimate thing to
P8.
do, right? As a troll, you
Just for
get
the
them both together in a
drama.
team, and the sponsor is a pension fund. Okay, and that's what you do. And no, again, solid. And
Yeah,
look, it's
yeah,
Lewis Hamilton. The
yeah,
sport and the FIA and the teams will obviously be happy to have him around for
yeah,
infinitely, right?
Of
It's the
yes,
course.
Ronaldo thing of you will sell shirts,
yeah.
Hmm.
you will sell all the shirts in the world. But again, now Sherry, I'm asking you this, okay? As somebody who is at this thing, are you okay with a few solid years given that you have seen so many straight up legendary championship years?
But that's the thing. I feel like it's gonna be a solid year or a couple of solid years, and then there's gonna be a championship year. That's where I'm
Okay.
feeling. Like I
Okay.
feel
Fair
I
like
feel
enough.
like
once he
we'll,
gets
we,
his groove in, like with the dysfunctional family, and the family gets their shit together, and then there's gonna be like that one big glory run at least, which we're gonna see.
Okay.
Hmm.
At least, if
Fair
not
enough.
more.
All right. Fair
That
enough.
that is that is my vision.
I think it'd be like one of those bands, like, like I'm going to see Oasis this summer, and I love Oasis, and they were great. And the first 4 albums were fucking amazing. Okay. And after that, even myself as like a deep Oasis fan and everything, were like, okay, after that they kind of left it or whatever. But when you go for the gig, Wonderwall bajayega, so
Ha, ha.
Yeah.
1, 2 times if he has like a greatest hits moment where like last year when he won Silverstone, it was amazing.
Yeah.
He just needs like in a season, I kind of feel like he just needs 1, 2 greatest Wonderwall type of moments he needs. And like he'll justify his like, contribution to Ferrari also and the sport. But I kind of feel like the drivers' championship at this point in time seems maybe a bit
Not
uh,
currently, yeah, but as
yeah.
I'm saying, I feel like it will happen like before he retires. I don't think that.
Another world championship.
Yeah. I think there's at
Oh
least one
yeah.
more. The
Oh
one
yeah.
that he should have gotten but didn't get.
If my
Maybe.
parents had so much faith in me,
Mm.
where
Yeah.
I would have been right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Dude, there was that thing in the race where Hamilton was asking, "What am I doing wrong?" Whatever. They're like, "Pace
Yeah.
is good despite the damage," and
Yeah,
everyone is like,
yeah.
Yeah.
"What?
Like what
Yeah,
What?"
the
what
Now,
was
now
the
damage?
they're
What?
just
damage?
Yeah.
addressing
Yeah.
the emotional damage straight up.
Yeah, shit.
Like, there's nothing wrong with the car. We have traumatized you. We accept. Despite that, doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oof. And now there's
Also,
also that typical nonsense talk of, oh, is Vassar going to survive the year? And is
Yeah.
all of those
yeah.
things. So,
Also Honor,
Well,
apparently. Lots of rumors about Honor also being sacked,
yeah, they're saying
possibly.
Horner to Ferrari and all the rumors were saying. Not they were saying that
Because
they would hire,
wow.
they would
yeah.
fire Vasseur and get Horner to Ferrari. I mean, Horner leaving now kind of makes sense given that the entire framework around him, pretty much that
Yeah.
he came
Hmm.
with has left.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising.
And there was
especially.
that
And you
rather
saw like
testy interview, right, with Ted Kravitz
Yeah.
and Verstappen.
yeah.
Oh, what was
where
this?
Exactly.
Sorry, this one I
Yeah,
didn't hear. What
basically
happened in
where
that?
essentially Kravitz was like, Wheatley's left and
Hmm.
his
Yes.
replacement is obviously like new or whatever. Do you think that causes? I'm paraphrasing here,
Huh.
and Verstappen was all like, "You can't single out one person, okay?"
Hmm.
And Kravitz like, "I'm not singling out one person. I'm he's like, no, shut up, you're singling out one person, okay?"
Oh, acha,
And
aisa tha.
so it got quite like little testy. And I mean, eventually, as one does with Verstappen on the track and off the track, Kravitz backed off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got hairy for a second there.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Oh, so
Though
I had.
Jonathan Wheatley's contribution to Sauber, especially when it comes to their pit stops and all, has been
Hmm.
like spectacular. And now the freaking Sauber
You mean
guys
they're
are
not
Yeah,
scoring
doing
yeah,
sub
points.
40
exactly.
second pit
Yeah.
stops
I
anymore?
think,
Yeah.
that's a pretty low bar at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, but they were nailing it. Like I think they're like
Yeah.
really killing their pit stops, and even development wise, they seem to be moving in the right direction.
That
So
Sherry is the
yeah.
comeback story I want to see. I want to see Hulkenberg finally
Get
climb
promoted.
that top
Yes.
step.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean,
what I
I
want to
feel
No,
see. That is
like
he
really
is
it's just
he is the
crazy that
sunny
he's
haze.
never. Yeah, he really is.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, you think of all the guys who have ended up with podiums in all of this.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
had
exactly.
Gasly
I
in
mean,
Alpine on
Hulkenberg is a
podium.
Le
No,
Mans winner on Le Mans weekend. We're talking about,
Yeah.
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 Hulkenberg Le Mans winner. Even in, I think in Sunny Hayes' backstory as well. I think he's a race car, like a sports car driver as well, or whatever. Yeah, Nico Hulkenberg, Sunny Hayes. I suppose next time when we do this podcast, we'll all have watched the movie, right?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah, yeah,
reviews aren't
correct.
great, by the way.
I'm
Oh,
I
sure.
mean,
really?
not
Yeah.
shocking, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
not
shocking, but
shocking. Yeah,
yeah,
Carlos
yeah.
Sainz was like damn hilarious about it. He's like, hey, like,
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah.
he's like basically, you're watching a Hollywood film. Like this isn't for
yeah,
Right.
purists.
It's not.
You're
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
in for
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Hollywood. Even though Lewis on the other end is like, I've never been so deeply involved in the production
yeah.
of film. Authenticity was the main thing and everything. And Carlos Sainz is like, nahi bro, ye abhi thoda filmi hai.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Poor
but we should
Yuki
all go and
said.
watch it at that new
Uh,
IMAX Madala, by the way. Like
oh
the
yeah.
I
refurbished
mean,
Lewis,
plan
IMAX
this week we
yeah.
Madala
could
was like
go.
freaking amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes no, Lewis has the earnestness of a slam poet to his detriment. Like I say this with kindness in my heart.
Like freestyling on
Like
slam
just no,
poetry.
like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like
Like
a
it's hard
like
relating. Yeah.
like I don't
Yeah.
know.
A,
Like,
a
Yeah.
deepness to it.
no, that's the thing. It's not a deepness though. It's an earnestness.
Yeah, yeah. It's just as superficial as regular slam poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one point I had, which was that on the Yuki Sonoda penalty, which he got,
Ooh.
which is so poetic for a guy who joined Red Bull as second driver to ignore red flags.
Race so boring. Azeem starts writing
Yeah,
jokes.
I was writing
Not know.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm gonna write material now. Screw this.
Oh, man.
Starts mind mapping. Yuki, red flag, Red Bull.
This was for mental health. This was a really bad race. Like I feel really bad for Alex Albon also. Like
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh
he
yeah.
had that moment where he's like, "You never listen to me."
Yeah.
So polite.
He sounded like he was
polite.
gonna cry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought he was gonna cry.
Like,
I was
I
like-
have needs. I have needs.
But I don't blame
One-sided
them.
relationship.
Because Williams, this is Albon's fault only because he has
Yeah,
done
yeah.
all these massaging tires indefinitely wale races where they were like, "Yaar, ye to nikal lega ye tire pe 40 lap, no problem." Then it's like, "Guys,
Yeah,
kya
yeah.
kar rahe ho?"
Not
But
a
yeah.
good weekend for Carlos, speaking of Williams.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
again,
Yeah, I mean
not
the
quite.
impeding didn't help obviously
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Hajar.
sure.
Like that was a good 2/10 he lost there on that corner alone. But the fact that again that he was on the right strategy, which again got him the single point, which is still not bad, all things considered for
But
Williams.
he's also been struggling. I mean, I feel like he started off well this season, but then now again he's kind of
Even in
lost
practice,
his way.
they looked so fast, Williams,
Yeah.
which is why I was
Yeah.
very surprised that they fell off so much by quali. But yeah, it's
And that's why you
unfortunate.
were in tribute to Williams. You were supporting the Nigel Mansell mustache, right?
Yes. Oh,
Like, that's
speaking
so-
of which,
that's
speaking
the-
of which, speaking of which, sorry, 1 second, cat, move away. I have got the Nigel Mansell.
Oh, very cool. Very,
the Red
very
Five.
cool.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what
very
That's
excited to start building
lovely.
this.
Amazing.
That's lovely. I also have the McLaren. I will build it without the front wing in honor of
I can break
Lando.
the front wing of my McLaren at the back there.
I'm gonna build
In
it all except
solidarity.
the front wing.
Man.
How is this going to play out between the two of them, man? Like, I kind of feel like one is very woke, other one just doesn't care. And,
Wait, who are
you
we
know,
talking about again?
Oscar and
Lando and
Lando,
Okay.
like, I mean, basically the championship
Sorry,
is
give cat food
largely
and
going to be fought between them.
I
But
I don't
it
actually
think
doesn't
think
so.
it's
really
going
seem
to
I
like a
think
shake
battle.
out.
no.
I think it's going to shake out quite naturally. I don't think it's going to be
Yeah.
a butting head thing because if this
Yeah.
Yeah.
continues beyond, like
Yeah.
you said, right? Eventually, if once the team realizes there's a clear. Now, what is your definition of clear? I feel like once you
Yeah.
essentially have
3 race
two,
wins.
two or
Oh,
three race wins difference in points, right? Then it's
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like if it continues this way, you're going to get to that place sooner rather than later.
Organically.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Organically,
Yeah. Yeah.
like without any need to butt heads or clash
Yeah.
egos or do any of that stuff. Because once the writing's on the wall, the writing's on the wall. Then what are you gonna do? Then now your
Mm,
personalities are irrelevant. No,
yeah.
to the whole
I
sort of
think
this
it's gonna
thing.
be between Piastri and Max again. I don't think Lando is gonna feature. As we go further, he's gonna be the B driver and he's gonna assist.
Because of the two right now
Yeah.
between Piastri and say like Max or Lando, Max is the one who has shown the evidence of being able to dig deep
Yeah.
and find whatever like
100%.
fingernail hold also possible, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you really need when you're trying to essentially hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but also again now puts into context that if Max had just been calm in Barcelona and just accepted his
Yeah.
fifth place, like he would be
Yeah.
literally like 8-9 points closer
Yeah.
to this battle over here. So yeah, I think good lesson for him also. It's generally good idea to not go crashing into other cars, I think.
I'm
But
surprised how
he,
well behaved both of them were
he-
in turn one. Like both
Yeah.
but he had
George
to
and
be, na?
Max.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Max was definitely going to be well
I
behaved.
thought he was going to go out there and try to prove a point. Like I was like
Nahin.
totally expecting
No,
something
what
I think he's
tasty
point? Yeah,
and
like that.
pragmatic
dive
enough
down
to
Yeah.
play.
into
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beyond
He
a
knows
point,
he
you
has
can't
two
afford
Because
a
races.
he was
wristband,
so
dude.
like the whole weekend he was being asked about it from the start of the weekend, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Guys, I don't want to talk about this. Like,
Yeah.
freaking
Every
get
interview, he
over
was
it."
like,
He was
stop.
like, "Stop this thing," and I felt like it was like building the rage within him. It was like finally
No,
going
I'll
to
tell
come
you what
out.
has happened is that the rage
Yeah,
built up. Then he went, he did 5 sim races where he killed everybody on
everyone.
turn
Yeah,
one,
Yeah,
just
got
did
it
it.
out of his
Finished
system,
it.
and then he was like, okay, I'll be well
Did it, got
behaved
it
now.
done.
yeah,
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 See,
but
because also again, if this was last year, right, he would have been all
yeah,
like, I will make up the points.
yeah,
When it was last
yeah,
year's car or this
Yeah.
thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Now you're not in that
yeah,
same position. So beyond a point, you
yeah. You
like
have to be
Azeem
a
said,
little more.
pragmatism comes in, right? Because you cannot afford a race, man. You
yeah,
can
Yeah.
last year he could have just for fun taken 2 races off, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
how to
But
do
yeah, he has to behave for 2 more races, not pretty
exactly
much.
just 2 more
Yeah.
races, and then
yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
1st July.
That's what they lie.
First July,
Then you'll see him
Silverstone.
come.
We're gonna rock up to freaking Silverstone,
Mad
right?
Max is
And
back.
Mad Max is gonna come back.
Max
Amazing.
putting
Yeah.
someone into Cop's corner every lap straight.
Not even driving, just standing there, pushing them into
Oh,
Man.
shit. Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, I think also just the other
You
moral
cannot
decision.
have another note. This
Yeah.
race
No, I
did
did
not
have-
warrant that
There
many
was
notes.
nothing
many
else.
notes.
No, just it was
Yeah.
atonally such a cutie, and also
Okay,
also such a nice ovation he got for like the
Yeah.
crowd. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
crowd
yeah.
really
Yeah.
enjoyed Mercedes
Full
being
on.
getting
I
the
saw
result.
him
Huh?
say something that, like, I couldn't drink too much of the champagne because I
Yeah,
have to
'cause
prepare
I've
for
Yeah, he had
Yeah, I
exams
can't
next
go
week.
on.
Bichara.
Yeah.
It's like,
What a
oh,
guy,
shit.
Because
dude.
Like,
he was
wow.
allowed to drink here
Yeah.
because the drinking age was
This
lower
is like the
than.
perfect,
Yeah.
like, child, like, like
Yeah,
the
he's
ideal
literally
child.
like
Like, he's
a.
good at
Really.
studies and at sports, and he's not going to, like, push it over the line or whatever.
Yeah, and just so cute. Even in the cool down room where he was like, "Oh, these guys are fighting behind me, and I don't know which one to give slipstream to." It's just so endearing. Please,
Clearly
can
sweet vibe. Like, yeah.
can we keep him
Yeah.
18 forever, please?
Yeah.
So cute. Is he
Right.
18, 19 now?
He's 18, still 18.
18.
He's still 18.
He's got this very
Yeah.
sweet, this one time at band camp, energy to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the energy of a driver who has never been part of the Ferrari or Red Bull system. Oh my God, hold the phone, guys. The person we've been waiting for has arrived in the super chat. Sumdi mein
Somebody mein
comedy,
comedy. Oh,
Russell.
Oh my
Russell,
Yes.
God. This is your day.
He says
This is
हर
your
स्क्रीन पे
day.
ब्रैड पिट का चेहरा देख के इतना पक गया कि मुझे रेस फटाफट खत्म करना था इसलिए फास्ट चलाया कि मैं जीत गया. Very nice. And also he says और GPDA प्रेसिडेंट होने के नाते ड्राइवर सेफ्टी अपना फर्ज है इसलिए तो मैं मैक्स को ब्रेक कॉफ कॉफ अटेंशन टेस्ट कर रहा था.
That was
That was
also
such
what
a
a
pointless
Yeah.
on
seriously
both
so
sides.
silly. Seriously.
Oh, sad. But it just goes to show like the tensions between the two of them are like hot. Like basically they're on tenterhooks between each other. Like I didn't expect the George Russell Max rivalry to be as entertaining as it is now playing out to be.
I feel
Like
like he has that
yeah,
inner Kamina, which you think he's like this really
yeah,
sweet,
yeah,
nice
sweet
guy
guy.
and all,
Somebody
but
mein
then
comedy,
there's
that's what
a
it is.
somebody mein
100%.
comedy.
No,
Somebody
yeah.
is
Little Slytherin is there in George.
There,
Like you
yeah,
can tell.
100%.
Little,
And,
he's
yeah,
full
and it
Slytherin.
only comes out with
Like
Max.
Yeah.
little
Max,
bit is
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like
Makes
if
it
he
damn
was
entertaining.
like properly like white blonde, he would like
Yeah.
perfectly
Full.
fit that
Yeah.
character.
Full
100.
And now he's like
100%.
battling for race wins and all. I imagine it will get tastier.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
this stuff could get saltier, especially since he's like showing the performance also.
Yeah.
No, and he
Yeah.
has motivation, right? He has to get a contract at the end of the season from
Yeah.
somewhere.
Correct.
So
Not just and I'd say in 3 weeks, in a month, before
a
the
month.
summer break, he needs
yeah,
to. Most people finalize their contracts before or during the summer break. So in a month or so, like we will know.
also
Probably
people
about.
who are running out of time this month, Cola Pinto
Yeah.
finally had like a slightly decent race this time. Ended up what 13th, I think. So yeah, and also ahead of Gasly. So good
I
for
know
his.
Flavio would be that impressed. With the
I mean, listen, he has to
13th
be like, देखो चाचा
Yeah.
वो Gasly मेरे पीछे था, ठीक है? तो that's all I can do right now. In the team
Yeah.
like this, you got to beat your teammate.
Yeah.
So with a couple more super chats, M Atul Kalyan says, awesome side god predictions every time. Way to win the race. Somebody mein comedy Russell. Yes, guys, predictions are getting intense, and of course, we're going to get to those very shortly. Come on, next predictions, which we
Oh
will
my
get
gosh.
to react to live
Oh,
in the
wow.
Oh
in
my
the
God.
screening as well.
So-
Yes.
Oh my
So
God. We
there's
have to put
gonna
our
be
money where our mouth is.
actual-
So when
actual-
Bhai-
Yes, guys,
Yeah.
I would like to
Physical
give a
embarrassment as well.
I would like to give a extend a personal invite to all the people who troll us in the Instagram chat. Please buy tickets and for 700 rupees, troll us in person, no problem. You
Yes,
come.
please,
You give
please.
700 rupees, say whatever you want.
Correct.
And come. This is, of course, for the
Yes.
screening that's happening of the Austrian Grand Prix in Mumbai. It's in Lower Parel. Tickets are in the link in the description. You can go get them fadafat. Also, please smash likes on stream. We have 500 viewers, 115 likes, guys. Kya ho raha
Shame
hai?
on you. Shame on you.
And also, if you're new, and we will, I think, have a lot of new F1 fans also coming over the next couple of weeks with F1 movie and all of that. So if anybody sees F1 movie and is like, oh bro, what an amazing sport, too good, how to get into it, how to get in popcorn,
Yeah.
just send them here.
And not
Yes.
to this week's race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Show them last year's Brazil Grand
Yes.
Prix.
Yes.
And then send
yes.
them here.
And
Yes.
tell them that Somebody Mein Comedy Russell is more fun than the
Yeah, and
reality.
Yes.
tell them all these
Yeah.
characters, Sumri mein Komdi,
Correct.
Russell, and all of these.
Tell.
exist.
Tell.
They
We
can
have
all
our
come
own
in.
little Tarak Mehta universe going on here.
And we have statements like these from Mahesh Kotaballi, who says Lando is that groom in movies where bride runs away from mandap with hero in
Ouch.
climax.
Ouch.
Harshvajan, I asked, what do you guys think about the one stop? I think we discussed this. One stop was probably the most effective strategy on the day. If you started on the hards at least.
And I noticed that Russell said that like even if they were on a one stop, he would still be ahead of Max, which was like quite like strong words given like
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
performance of Mercedes was this weekend. So yeah, shit.
And again, clean air, just showing clean air.
I,
is
I
king
feel like
again.
this is the only thing that making the race also a little tasty. Like when there's a tire delta, then there's potential for overtaking. So that's like if the one stop race is tends to be the most boring race,
Oh, yeah,
regardless of
100%.
which circuit we are on. If it's a one-stop race, then it's kind of like from the start they're managing their tires. At the end, there's no energy to do anything more.
Yeah.
As soon as you have the tire delta coming in, it
Yeah.
makes it way more
Also,
interesting.
with the undercuts and overcuts is the only option you have where, I mean, when so many
Yeah.
times they just can't pass, at least then there's something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, agreed. Pranav said conversation topic Merc engines blowing up. Which Merc engines blew up? Was it Albon had engine issues
And
and had to
Stroll,
retire? Stroll,
Stroll
was his engine issues
was
also?
engine issue? No, I don't think Stroll had
Lawson
engine
was
issues. Yeah.
engine issues, but that's not Mercedes.
Yeah, but Mercedes has been having engine issues.
I mean, yeah, we
Like
discussed this in the previous stream as
this
well.
whole last
In
3 or 4
general,
races,
yeah.
they have been having engine issues. But like again, they won the race, 1-2 top. Like if Piastri and Norris had finished the top out of the top 5 cars, 4 of them would have had Mercedes engines. So
Okay.
team very fast.
Yeah. Utsav Rajvanshi says, please live stream the meetup on members only. Okay, we'll try. The thing is, it's a new venue, so getting set up for stream and all is a little complicated. Usually, if we do Habitat and all, they would have that in-house and it was easy to do. But let's see. We'll see if we can do
Maybe
something.
we can stream just the chatty parts before.
Yeah.
When we're
Also,
like,
we'll see if we can. We'll probably have to do it from phone or something like that.
yeah.
Maybe like a YouTube live situation. Also, if you want to watch these things in other cities, also let us know in the comments. Leave a comment
Yeah.
of where,
Yes.
which city you want next screening in. Either you can actually just leave. We need the engagement. So whichever city you want, come
Stupid Machar.
put name of city. Yes, stupid Machar also is a problem. I
Stupid
agree.
Machar. Yes.
So tell us, and then wherever is the next most overwhelming response, then we will plan the next
Yeah.
screening.
Like for example,
there.
say like if 300 of you go Silverstone, right?
Yeah.
Then we will have no choice.
Choice.
Yes.
Because you
Have
said
to
it.
go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, because our
Okay.
fans demand it.
Okay, people are putting it in chat. Please put it in comment in the final video also. So then we will be able to this thing. But yeah, mostly seeing Delhi, Bangalore, and one Berlin. We will try.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm in for Berlin.
Sure. Done. Why not?
Yeah.
इधर मैं
Forget off to
भुवनेश्वर के
Qatar,
टिकट
we
बेचने
are
की
going
कोशिश
off
कर रहा हूँ,
to
ठीक है?
Berlin.
मैं भुवनेश्वर का टिकट बेचने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ लाइफ
Many
में.
people refer to Bhubaneswar as the Berlin of Orissa.
100%. It is. I don't know. I've always thought of it as the Hamburg of Orissa, but
Orissa.
I'm willing to debate you on this.
Also, just want to say thank you to all the community people who. So I did a bunch of international shows, and we had so many people who were like, "I watched Sidepod," who came.
Oh, amazing.
Which
sure.
was
Yeah.
yes, very nice
Superb.
to see all of you all in London, Dubai, Muscat, all of those places. Damn good fun. So yeah, Rohan, before we go into predictions, anything you need to plug? Shows was
Yes. Shows at the end of this month. So Sunday, of course, we have our screening. But before that, Saturday, the 28th, I believe it is. I'm in Goa. So I have shows in
shit,
Goa.
you are in Goa when I'm in Bombay.
Yes, but only for the day 28th of June. I am in Goa. Then also on the 18th and the 19th of July, I am in Kolkata and Bhubaneswar. The week after that, I am in Baroda and Ahmedabad for shows. And the week after that, if anybody's watching in London, I am playing London for a whole week from the 2nd of August
Soho
to
Theatre.
the 9th of August at the Soho Theatre. So if you are in London or if you have any friends in London, please tell them to come watch. Tickets are all at the link in my Instagram bio. So please come. It will be very much fun.
Okay, I have one random plug for people who are in London. At Soho Theatre from 30th June to 4th July, there is a show called Furioso, Man on the Run. It is the most outstanding comedy clown show I have ever seen in my life. So please, if you are in London, go watch it. There are 4 opportunities to watch it. It's genuinely one of the best shows I've seen in my life. Please check it out. Srijak Bhomik says Bangalore with those biceps emojis. All right, so Bangalore is winning clearly.
At a gym in Bangalore. Got it.
Yes, at a gym in Bangalore. We'll do gold
Berlin
gym
of the
screenings,
Nagas.
guys. Also quick shout out to Robert Kubica for winning
Yes.
the 24
Oh,
hours of Le Mans
yeah.
Yes,
despite
full
everything
on.
and having a
Yeah.
almost fucking prosthetic hand
Crazy.
at this time.
Yeah.
and recovering from that crazy crash, comes back, wins Le Mans. And
Ferrari's
this is the
killing
thing,
it
Ferrari
in
killing it in all the sports that
wet.
I think now
Yeah.
they're like, we don't care about Formula One and all anymore.
I think Formula One is their sacrificial lamb. You know, you have to
Yeah.
like bleed it in one place to do
Yeah.
well in everything else.
And
Yeah.
Enzo would
It's
be turning in his grave if this was the situation,
Yeah,
you
no?
know, like, yeah.
it's coming, guys. It's coming. Okay, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Also-
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Also, just have
Here
to
for
say,
it.
just
Yeah.
have to say, I mean, forget all the racing and all. Just how tasty that BMW hypercar looked, man. Looked so
Oof.
beautiful,
Oof.
man. It was so outstanding.
They really need to sort out this balance of performance thing because, like, Le
Hmm.
Mans was, I watched like maybe 8 hours of the 24 hours of Le Mans, and in the hypercar category, it was damn boring because, like, Ferrari looked
Yeah,
like they were going to win from the start itself,
yeah,
and it just wasn't close. But
yeah. There are a
they
couple
need to
of
sort
decent
that out.
overtakes here
Yeah.
and there, but
Yeah.
not too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, once I am free from next week onwards, maybe we'll do some F125 lobbies with
Let's do it.
with chat from Sidepod.
What do you all think of the
Uh,
game? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty good. I've enjoyed it so far. And I get the feeling that this starting of lobbies will inevitably lead to the formation of one Sidepod Discord server, which also might become an
It's
interesting
evolving.
thing. It is evolving.
It's evolving.
Just as
Uh,
Beast
cult
is
as our
evolving.
predictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. So smash likes, friends, before we leave. And now finally, the moment we are waiting for. Guys, Austria predictions. Let's go. Rohan Joshi, please go first.
I will. Okay. Austria predictions. I will start with for fun. Lando.
Oh.
You know what? Redemption arc. Lando redemption arc. Followed by Max, followed by Piastri. Hulkenberg will be in top 10 again. I stand
Nice.
by my kick Sauber boys. I
Yeah.
stand by them. And yeah, wild prediction is Cola Pinto points.
Nice.
Mm.
Okay. Who wants to go
Interesting.
next?
I'm
I
just giving the
think-
editor a lot of material to work with.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
You know, last year we had that Max and Norris battle, like going into the thing. This time I feel like Max and George are going to have that battle, guys. Yeah. So I feel like that's going to happen. Both of them don't finish the race.
Oh.
Yeah. And Kimi Antonelli takes his first race win of the season.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting it out, guys. I'm putting it out there.
Love
I'm
it.
putting it out there.
Love it.
So I think Antonelli P1 and then the two McLarens behind
Oof.
him and whichever order. Yes. That included my wild prediction. Yes.
Yeah.
fairly,
I think
pretty
that
wild.
Prediction is wild
That was
prediction.
fairly-
Oh my god.
fairly
It's a pretty
wild.
wild prediction.
That is
Yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah. Very sure.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Piastri. Because I feel like I know he wants to solidify this and be the A driver for sure. And Antonelli second.
Basically, all your favorites.
And-
Let me guess. Lewis Hamilton third?
No, unfortunately, given what's happened lately, I'm gonna go with Max in third.
Whoa.
Because I
yeah.
feel like he's
No
going
McLaren.
to
Yeah.
play
Wow.
because he's gonna
No,
play it safe.
Piastri.
Piastri,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
I feel
yeah.
like he's gonna still stick his head for the championship and also play it safe. So I feel like, yeah, that's where
Bhai, Piastri ka pata nahi, but Sherry Shroff character arc very intriguing.
Yeah. Where does Lewis
I know.
Hamilton finish in this race?
Jay Shah writing Sherry Shroff character arc.
I'll take a top 5 at this point, which would be
Top
great.
5 for Lewis. Acha, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
which
Top
is
5
sounding like a
teams.
wild prediction.
Top
at
5
this
teams in
point.
the
Top
top
five
10.
teams.
Top 5 teams in the top 10.
Okay, I am gonna go with I'm gonna go agree with Rohan Joshi. Lando Norris redemption, Lando Norris P1, Oscar
Did
Piastri
you just
P2.
call him Rando?
Rando
Norris. You don't know which one will show up. Rando Norris. No, sorry.
Rando
This was me challenging my channel. What am I saying? This was me channeling my inner Davide Valsecchi. It's Lando Norris.
He's Lando Norris.
Norris, yeah.
Those reels keep popping up of him ruining all drivers' names throughout the day.
Too funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
Okay,
Okay, so Rando's in.
Yes,
P1.
Rando.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
Lando Norris finishes first.
Yeah.
Then we have
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri second. And we have
McLaren 1-2. Yeah.
Max Verstappen third.
Oh.
But the wild
Oh.
prediction is that the race is decided on the final lap. The race win is decided on final lap.
So Lando basically makes a last lap
Yes,
overtake
last
on
lap
Oscar.
move. Yes.
Oh.
It's not
Oh,
a
this is
rando,
tasty.
it's
Yes.
a
Damn,
Lando
It's a
move.
Lando
Damn.
move.
Greatest Austrian Grand Prix of all time,
Damn.
greatest screening of all time, therefore.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Get
we're
your
gonna
tickets
be
now,
able
guys.
to
Now.
laugh at you in
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Azeem
Oh,
Banatwala cutting promos.
But we should have something
already
for the
business.
person who gets the best predictions, yeah? I mean, like there should be something, right?
guys, if anybody
Handshake.
would like to sponsor this screening, please let us know and
Let
give
us
us
know.
gifts to distribute
to
amongst
give.
ourselves. Please
I
let us
mean,
know.
If Rando wins, there should be something for you.
Like full on. Full on. If everything Azeem says comes true, then at the end of the race, he has to Mission Impossible style pull off his mask and reveal Jai Shah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he has to do it.
Jai Shah or Mohammed bin Sulaim, whichever one comes first. Okay, cool. Chalo, I think that's about it. Smash likes, friends. Before you leave, please subscribe if you are not subscribed, and come watch the race with us next week in Mumbai. It'll be super fun. And yes, thank you for watching Sidepod. Check out our Instagram as well. We are making fun memes. This is where all the predictions end up on Instagram only, and then you can then troll us.
What is the opposite of Astro Talk?
Yes.
Our prediction.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, also, let us know in which city you want us to go, and also just comment F1 lobbies if you are interested in playing F1 25. Then Arjun and me will there. We maybe even call in Aditya Bhatt and Yash Barse and all these guys from Drivers to Survive and do something fun. Okay, chalo. Goodbye, friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Did I get all the super chats? Yes. Okay, goodbye.